I'm like, it's taking so long. They're anxious. And
That's how I
don't
felt
wanna
when I
do
was
this.
first doing it.
So, yeah, it's so much simpler. I feel like I have kind of gotten to the point with my lash lifts where I have the Elibana. I really like the Elibana Profusion. I use their Elibana Eliplex, which is their like step 3.
Okay.
It's like a mask. I really like that. I really like the way I'm applying things. Once you get there, it's life changing.
I think it really is about, I agree with not buying a ton of supplies, but I also am one of those people that feels like
I like to try.
I like to try things.
I'll
and
buy
also,
one tint.
I think
I'll buy one color.
I think that we have to equip ourselves with the right instruments and tools the same way you would like buy a really good light or a really good chair. I think we need to have the right products that work for however we do our thing. So I think for a lot of people, I think the glueless method and or Korean method, whatever you want to call it, I think that'll start being one of the number one ways to do it, because of the lack of adhesive and glue bomb. Because I think that that's what like, at least with students that I've taught lashless with, like that's their trip up 90% of the time.
Well, I haven't touched my glue in a month. The regular glue. I totally haven't. Like, I just don't even think about it anymore. But I feel like with the Korean method, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, take my Korean method class. I'm now doing Korean method classes. You just learned this too, girl. We just all learned this.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
We all just figured this out like a month ago, and how are you already doing classes?
it's been around
No
a little
offense
bit
to anyone
longer.
who's no offense, because I'm just confused. I'm like, wait, was this around before
I think it's
knew?
also marketing. I think that I think the glueless method has been around a little bit longer than we're realizing, but I think the glueless in Korean has its
Maybe
own,
they're just
like,
calling it
their
something,
name thing that they're putting out and promoting, and I think that that is A, grab students, and B, it's like, it's all really good marketing. We have an industry where we have to be really good marketers. Our companies that we purchase products from are really good marketers. Like, everything is just really good marketing, and I think we all get tripped up in it.
I also think I think something I was going to say earlier and I forgot was, I think if you take too many classes on the same thing, you learn nothing. You get confused and then you give up.
I think you also get frustrated because of how much the information,
you're like, this is all
overlaps.
different. Well, and it's all different because it's all whatever they want, whatever they like.
But if you boil it down and take what is actually being talked about, there's people who are putting their twists on everything, but lamination can only be done one way. The products are all, everything is all, even if you're using different, like TGA, cysteamine, whatever you want to talk about, like the process is all the same. So it really needs to be, do you align with the instructor? How they do their brows, is that in alignment? Like, I would say somebody like teaching Tuya is talking about a slick to the skin, nothing lifted off. This hairs might as well be ingrained in the skin. It's so soft, like to the skin. And then you have somebody like Renee doing brow down, where there might be some hairs lifted, but it's all about being conscientious of hair health and different things like that, where we may not get the perfect, most slicked lamination to the skin, but we will have clients coming back for years and years and years because their hair health is still there. So I think that the ethos of it is really just finding somebody who works within like your alignment of how you want to run your business, and that's how you should be picking your classes.
How do you feel about education right now?
I mean, I love that there are a lot of options out there for education. I also don't like that there's a lot of options. I also do think that there's a lot of people who will be really new to things and just immediately start offering. I do think that it's almost oversaturated. I do think that you got to have some years under your belt before you're, but also, like, sure, if you're getting people to train and it's working for you, then sure. I do think that, I know, like, when I was going to do, for instance, the microblading training, I researched for a year before I went ahead and jumped the gun. Of course, it was a big investment too, but I was like, yeah, I want to make sure this is, and then again, it wasn't even that great, but and that's also like hit or miss. Like, you can't fully know what it's going to be like. It could have been like an off day for the instructor. I don't know. She kind of had a cold, which, like that, maybe she was not having the greatest day. I don't know. But there was also, to me, too many people in that class. Yeah, I think it was like, I want to say it was like, we were like in a U shape, desks, tables lined up situation. I want to say there was like
same or similar.
Maybe.
I'm really curious.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'm like, say their name. Just kidding. It's just in.
But yeah, I think I've told you that I kind of jokingly say that, like, I feel like it's like the new I'm a DJ, like I'm an
I'm an educator.
Like, yes. And I say that, and I love training people. I love doing training. I do think that it's in my personality to educate people, but I also have my way that I do it. And if it's not for that person, I want that. I'm when I give people my breakdown, I'm pretty I explain pretty well, I think, because you are spending money on this, that this is how I do things. If it's not for you, like,
I think that's another big part of, like, I think I agree with oversaturation, but the problem I think that we can see is some people are very obviously doing it for a money grab. Yes. Like, there's so much money to be made in that way, and like the online learning even more so. Right. I feel like in-person training, it's hard, and so I think that it's hard for some people to do it. I think that if it was as easy as the online thing, we'd see even more oversaturation. But the online thing, I think, just goes to show that people will do anything for money, and I think that sometimes the people that will do anything for money are really good at marketing. So it's hard to gauge whether it is a good class and that they're in it to actually care about their students and really teach what they want to teach, or they're really just trying to make that extra buck. And I think when we see overpacked in-person trainings, it's very clearly a money grab, because you're not getting the same level of dedication, especially when each student's paying $3,000. It's sad to see that there's zero one-on-one. Like, I mean, of course there's a moment that they can pop over and be like, oh, you're doing great, keep going. And like, I mean, there's also a way to like teach openly to a group of people and like it still be good, performed well. But I just feel like when you're spending that much money and you're not getting any one-on-one with the instructor or anything post, maybe they're not as one-on-one in the training or the group class, but they do really well like mentorship post training. Like that could be a way to get around that. But I just feel like there's a lack of thoughtfulness when it comes to teaching. I think that that's part of the ick, like that I agree with you, like the oversaturation and ick that comes with it is that like there's less caring for the actual student success.
Well, coming from you, you do online training. So what do you think for you is your tip to making it feel like what's the word? Like digestible and like you're actually retaining from an online education?
I think that's like from the student's perspective. I think it's, well, I feel like there needs to be a lot of thought put into it. Like we've talked about this before, because with like education and how to go about planning to do something online, I think that a lot of people just want to do it. And as somebody I've done both Zoom one-on-one online trainings, because I did a lot of that like closer to COVID. And I've now created a course. And I think it's a lot of just, you're going to forget stuff. So I just feel like for the one-on-ones, I feel like it's one thing, because like I just feel like I'm gonna yap and yap and yap to my students, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, I forgot this, I forgot that. I think it's just having like the resources to not write them off. Like the second we log off, I'm done with you and I want nothing to do with you as a student again. I hate that style of training. It really bothers me.
I've told everybody I've trained, and even people that I'm such an open book. I'm like, you're welcome to message me. Like I've told them, text me browse that you've done that you love. Text me ones that you're not sure of. Like I want to see all the things that you're doing. And I have one girl in particular, she still like will reach out to me just to like show me what she's like killing it. And it makes me so happy. So like, and I because I want everybody to be doing good brows. Same. Like I think
that's the educator that you need to be looking for if you want it to be digestible, because if we care and we want you to succeed, we're going to give you every ounce of information that we have, because I want to literally be like, because this other thing that you have to let go of as you become an educator is that the only thing I can control is what we do in the training, what I provide for you education wise, and then everything else is up to them. I can be as open book or giving you literally everything inside of my brain, but if you choose not to watch all of my videos, or if you choose not to read the manual, I can't help you. There's only so much I can do. And you can come and call me and be like, it didn't work, it wasn't digestible, or I don't know what I'm doing here. And you're like, did you actually do any of the homework or whatever? And I think I've had to let that go. But I think as an educator going in, if you're new to educating and you want to create something, I always say, like, for a while, I just jotted down everything I could possibly think of. I would have it in my notes app. I'd be working and be like, oh, that's a really good tip. Because for a while, when I was teaching threading, I have been teaching threading, I think, for like 3 or 4 years now. When I did my first training, I had no idea how to teach it. I knew exactly how to do it. I had no idea how to translate that into information. And so I almost had to go backwards and learn what threading, but I also was taught in a way of, here's a piece of thread, this is how you do it, go ahead and do it. But like nobody ever taught me the mechanics. So when I was developing my course, I had to be like, what should I call that? Like, here's a thread loop, what is this, what's this part? And I had to actually break down the mechanics so that it was digestible enough for me to tell somebody. So I think for different avenues, like who have a lot of education, threading is its own kind of unique situation because it has almost zero education out there. Waxing, I think there's a lot more of that and like breaking things down and all of that, the mechanics of it. But I think you just have to ask yourself if you can actually break it down in a digestible way. Because if you can't even tell yourself how to do it to no one, to not talking to anybody in particular, but just how do I do this, and you can't even answer that question, you might not be ready to teach. And that was what I learned. I could only do in person where I was physically holding it and helping them work and seeing what I was seeing. And it took me a while of one-on-one trainings when I'm like physically there with the person to realize how do I translate that to a manual? How do I translate that into a video? How do I do it where I'm the only one talking and you're just watching me? Yeah. And that's tricky.
I did when I was with Benefit still, because I was the lead arch expert, I trained every new person that came in. And that's where I really was like, I really like doing this. It was different though there, because then I was just there with them. I could, if they had a question or whatever, we're just right there. We're working side by side. Whereas now if I have somebody come in and they train with me, they're leaving. But that's why I've always been like, I'm here for you. It could be 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever.
Not successful if they choose not to come back to you.
Yeah.
I know. And some people, like, I have that itch. Like, I just want to help someone.
I think you'd be a good educator.
Thank you.
I think too.
I don't know how to do that.
And you don't even necessarily have to go there. Like, think about how like you reaching out to me in the DMs and asking me questions, and you just being like that person for other people. It doesn't always have to mean that you're out there like, trying to get students in your door or having an ebook on it can look so many different ways,
Yeah. And like,
because you can start out just being helpful. Like you can start out doing exactly what you're doing. You're doing your little educational things. Like you can just broaden that to also helping pros, and then it'll stem from there.
Yeah. I do have a lot of people ask about Brazilian training because that's so specific and not something you can find online as accessible.
It's not as YouTubeable.
No, it's not as YouTubeable, shockingly.
Oh, I hate that word. Like,
but
let's go check YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But I feel like another thing is I use hard wax, and like sugaring is all the rage, and like soft wax is all the rage, and there's so many different kinds of what we do.
Yeah, but I also think that this is like almost circling back to our very beginning of us talking about niching down. I think the way to stand out in an oversaturated educational market is by having a niche. So I'm not going to teach you how to sugar. I'm not going to teach you how to use soft wax. I'm going to teach you how to use hard wax my way, and then you can stand out in that way.
And I've had really good experiences with trainings, so I feel like I can pass that on. I probably would do Brazilian training before I do like brow, because Brazilian's
it's your bread and butter.
It's what I learned first.
Yeah.
And, like if you go to my reviews, it's what people like.
Exactly.
Like,
well, you have the proof in the pudding or whatever. You're like, yeah, exactly. Well, it's the same reason I trained somebody in waxing recently, like brows, and I was like, I don't do this.
Isn't that crazy?
I literally look at my books. There's like 4 waxes in a week or something. But then I was talking to my husband about it, and I was like, but I've also been in the industry for 10 years, and I've been waxing for 10 years. But I was very open to my student. I was like, I don't do any soft waxing whatsoever because it's not within the alignment of my studio space. I thread because I try to be very protective of the skin, and I'm the person to go to when you have a lot of contraindications to normal soft wax I feel like has more more issues than hard wax. So I was very open and honest with her, and she didn't care. She was like, okay, cool, teach me that then. Teach me what you know. And there's going to be a lot of that too. Students just being open. When you have a strong business brand, and I try to keep my brand very aligned with how I am with clients, the same way as how I am with students. I will bend over backwards for my clients. I'll bend over backwards for my students. And I think that when you're encapsulating that, you'll attract students who don't even care what you offer. They're just like, I want to learn from you.
Yeah. Well, and
we feel that way about our brow, our industry icons.
Well, and I feel like with trainings, I was like, so if I do that, I'm gonna get a bunch of clients, right? Like that's what I was looking for them to say, and no, it's you.
Yes, I do feel like that's the funny part about as the longer I've been in education, the more I realize that people want a lot. They want a lot of bang for their buck, and I feel like I'm very quick to remind them that I don't have an MBA in business. I'm not an accountant. I will give you a lot of value for learning with me, but I'm going to teach you what I actually know, and that's threading, and that's brows, and that's working with clientele, and I can help you in the business mindset of how to market yourself to gain clients, but I'm not going to teach you business. I'm not going to teach you those kinds of things, and
unless that's the course you're doing.
Yeah.
Because I've taken courses like booked and busy courses, and those were really helpful. There's just lots of different niche, and that's a niche.
Yes.
Is you're getting booked and busy, like that.
And we've talked about that too. I love taking a course from a beauty business who turned accountant, or lawyer turned beauty business, or something where they have that background information to then translate.
So cool.
Like I love that element. I think those are the niches that I hope stick around.
Or a social media course. I took one of those. So helpful.
I love it. I worked with a strategist last year, social media strategist, and it was so much fun for her to like deep dive into everything. And like, I don't know, it's fun seeing how people, that's the other thing, is once you get into education, every course you take is learning in a multifaceted way, where I'm like, not only am I taking away the information that you're teaching me, but I'm like, wow, you teach really cool, or like you do this really cool.
That's cool.
Everything ends up being like that. The only tricky part is when I was building my course, I was like, I can't take any other courses right now because I feel like I'm regurgitate or like steal almost in a way. Like I know that it's always going to be my information that I'm sharing, but I was so worried about being like, did I think of that, or did I hear that and now I'm regurgitating somebody else's information? And I was really nervous.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel with my wax education videos sometimes, because that day a client will ask a question, and then that afternoon I'll make a video and I'll be like, I kind of just stole their question.
But I think that's educating. I think that when
you're answering their question.
Yes.
I mean, that's, and at the end of the day, I mean, listen, there's only so much content. There's only so much, and you making it you doing all those things, like that's what matters, because we're in an industry where there's lots of different variations of how you can do things, but at the end of the day, like a brow wax is a brow wax.
Yeah, we're all
we're all so
nobody's creating.
I had this, I read this like being pointed out that our industry is one of the few industries where we all follow each other. We are, and I have actually had to kind of do like a redirection in my posting, where I needed to kind of stop talking to other brow artists.
Yeah, we're talking to clients.
Talk to my clients. Because that's who I should be talking. Unless I am trying to really put myself out there for educating. But
who are we talking to?
Exactly. And I noticed that. And so, and when I do that often, I'm like, okay, I have to then, it's funny because sometimes like I'll go to post something, or I'll have like this idea in my head, and then somebody else I follow will have done something super similar, and then I have to get out of my head like, okay, that doesn't mean that I'm copying them. Like I'm literally like, there's only so many things that we can say and do, and I'm not talking to them, like I'm talking to my clients.
Well, and some stuff seems so like duh,
right?
Like, but then,
and that's gonna be the most regurgitated stuff. It's gonna be the stuff that's like, and stuff that comes very easy to us, we're gonna forget, and so we're gonna try to be all intricate and everything, and then somebody else will say something super simplified, and you're like, oh, okay, but we don't think about it because we're thinking in such a technical manner.
Like I made a video that was like, how to can you get a Brazilian wax when you're pregnant, or I did something like that. And people are like, dang, that's such good information. I'm like,
that's awesome.
Seems so duh to me, because I've been.
The funny part with that is that what we are seeing is so much education. Instagram is, and as an example, I guess they're all like that, but everything is so education heavy right now that simple topics are no longer being talked about anymore.
I know.
We've gone so far the other direction because we're trying to consistently keep up with saying something new. I just talked about this on my channel, actually. I was like, you guys need to go back through your Instagram and regurgitate everything that you've posted before. Not a single soul, sure as hell not your client, is not scrolling to the very first post and then going through each by each and checking your posts. Certainly not for somebody like me who has 1,000 posts. No one's seeing any of that. No one's ever going back to the very back of that. So just recycle it.
Exactly.
And look for stuff that was really well done but didn't get maybe a lot of views, or even it did get a lot of views, and like take it a carousel that got really, really good views. Everyone shared it, really liked it, make it a reel.
Well, and then like
you can just regurgitate that information.
Exactly. And like what you're telling your client in front of you. Oil your brows. Why am I oiling my brows? What does that actually
Any
do?
questions throughout the day at all, notes app, write it all down and then make a post about it.
I love just making a little video. Hey.
This just in.
You get that whole like Aubrey Plaza thing going for you where you're like so dry and like I just love it. It's so fun just to hear and watch you talk.
I love her.
I know.
Well, I was so intimidated by those. Like by seeing other people make videos of themselves. I was like, fuck, I could never do that. And then I realized that it's literally easy. I just record myself talking. Yeah. Post. All right. Edit it by clicking cut silences.
Yes.
I really don't cut anything else. Yeah.
You know what you're doing though in doing those videos, aside from educating clients, you're also building trust with potential clients you currently have. And that's amazing because not only are you answering questions, you're also showing your face and who you are, who your personality is.
Thank you.
I mean, and that's brave. I post pictures, like all my like professional shots that I have, but I'm much more comfortable posting like my work than me. I think most of us are.
Like I was feeling like I was seeing a lot of people's stuff and I was like, this is all kind of the same. Like we're all kind of doing the same thing. And that's great. Like we're doing all the same thing in a great way.
Remember that the people following you, your clients following you, they're not following all the brow people that are waxers that you follow.
Because I'm in a big city.
But less than you would think.
Yes.
Because they're not following all the options.
So I want them to say, oh, well, I don't know her. I know her.
But also, you posting that is in your space makes going into a new space so much more comfortable.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll have people walk into the studio, look dead at me. They're a brand new client, never met them a day in my life. But they're like, oh, hey, I'm here for her. Because I'm on my stories and I'm talking and I'm in my studio.
People don't know my name.
Ever. I hate that. I will say that's an ick
I don't
industry.
care about that.
If you don't have a single selfie on your Instagram and I can't find your name and all of your basic information needs to be there and I need to know your face.
Well, my name's on there.
It at the top. I don't know.
But they just don't know it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're like, what's your name?
That was a big reason why
the eyebrow goddess.
My name. Well, and also like my name is unique and like I don't think I introduced myself with my name when I'm Otilia. Hi.
I'm gonna plug in an intro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was always a big thing. And for years before that, I was just Browse by Otilia, which is my Instagram handle. And then when I opened here, I wanted it to have like a little bit more of like a professional sounding name. Sure. And I felt like, everybody was like Browse by, Makeup by, Hair by, which my Instagram's handle is still that because I feel like that's how I'm known. But my business, and it's nice because people then know my name. It is really cute that when people mispronounce my name.
I love your name.
And I have no problem telling somebody, or like if somebody asks me, but it's really cute when they come in and they're like, Otilia, it's so nice to meet you. Like hella emphatic. And I'm like, it's Otilia.
Well, I don't know if we've talked about how we met.
I don't think we have.
Well, she like practically picked me up outside of, or at the Starbucks at the first Skin
and Body.
Yes.
I literally said, who is my victim here? And I said,
we were both by ourselves.
I said, who doesn't have anyone to become a friend? You're my friend. I walked up. I said, hey, we're both wearing Vans. And we have tattoos.
Yeah, and she started complimenting my tattoos, and then we just started.
We're friends now, right? And then
And I was like, this. I went home and I told my wife.
Together
Yeah, we did.
Out.
Yeah, we had fun. I told my wife, I was like, I met the most adorable friend, and like we're Instagram buddies now, and she does brows too. I was like super pumped because I literally listen. When I did that, when I went to that was my first time going by myself to anything.
I had never gone either.
And I jokingly was like, there's no way I could have done this before Zoloft. Yeah. But now that I'm like medicated, I could do this.
See, and it's incredible.
And I was like so proud of myself. So the fact that I did that and made a friend. And honestly, big win on you because you literally approached me. I was like, damn, this girl's brave.
Well, I really feel like, and that's just how I just literally don't shut the hell up. I talk to everybody, but I really think that people put other people on a pedestal so quick, and we are all literally the same, and we are all here to do the same shit. So we might as well talk and have fun, and that's the point of this industry. I'm sorry, the point is to make friends and to make connections.
The first time we met was you coming up to me at the booth. That was me and Emily's first interaction. We had only talked to each other online.
Oh, wait, what?
Me working Emily's booth.
I was like,
the
oh my God, hey
I
guys.
had never met her in person. We had only ever interacted online.
That's
and
so
same.
funny.
I went back the following year and worked at Renee. I had never met him in person.
So I met you in person that same time, and I told you, I was like, I follow you.
And same with her. She's like, I follow you, and I was like, oh my God. Yeah, no, but yeah, that was me and Emily's first time. I did a live demo of lamination at her booth with Renee's line that I had never used a day in my life. It was the scariest thing ever. I was like, wait, I've never used this before, but yeah, let me just go ahead and laminate your eyebrows in front of a whole group of people. I had never touched his product. It had like more recently just come out, and I had never used it. And I was like, okay.
I think that was because I was there, and I had never I had never used his product either. I think I was still using Thuya. So that was
when I was making the switch from Thuya. I was so sick of not only
is it Thuya?
Yeah. Thuya.
I find a lot of people say Thuya.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
This is gonna be a game. How many times has she said
tomorrow is my first podcast alone? I'm buying a microphone.
You could podcast, no problem.
Podcast by myself talking in the mirror. So annoying.
You're not annoying. It's
I would be so despicable. Oh my God.
I'd listen.
I would listen.
Thanks. You'd be my only 2 listeners. Everybody would be so annoyed.
So funny. No, but I think there needs to be more like that because I went, what was it? I think it was last year I went to work with Renee and he was kind enough to buy my ticket. But then I went to the show and I was like, I don't have access to anything. I'm here with somebody and I don't know how to get in. So I was just wandering the floor until like one of his team members. I love him.
That was my first time meeting him too.
Really?
I really like him.
That was my first time meeting him in person and I'm working at their booths. I was like, why do I keep doing
That's
this?
so funny. Yeah,
he gave me these people
he gave me the wax that you guys
That's
used.
right.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Emily ended up giving me wax because she didn't use it
so
all either.
Funny.
She was going from the event show to another event, so she was like, "Just take whatever you want. I don't want to pack it all back up."
Have you been to Vegas?
No, I've never been to Vegas. The trade show.
The trade show, yeah.
Oh,
I was
like, no, yeah.
I've never been to Vegas, and I've never been to the trade show. So this is
my
first
go,
time.
But
I'm really excited.
This year did not work out. We talked about we were going to go.
I wanted to go, but it's just not in the cards for me this year. Maybe next year.
My accountant was like, "So you have to do something because you need more write-offs."
Yes.
Yeah. So I was like, "Okay, Queen, say it again.
Say less.
Say less."
I am curious as to how the trade show demographic or whatever you want to say is going to be because Face and Body was canceled this year. I'm hoping that this is leading to something else. I'm hoping that there's going to be some sort of
good thing I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah, because there's nothing else this year.
I need to make friends.
I know. I'm gonna have to send you.
I would also make friends.
We're all gonna have to send you a list to get us stuff.
Yeah, you're both gonna have me.
We'll send Natalie a supply list.
Yeah. I'm like, let me get my binder.
But that's
out.
what I'm super excited for. Like Renee's the brow bash that I'm doing. I'm so excited.
I know we were just talking about it. I have a Pride event the day before, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to go. No, and I'm going to be unwell the next day because all of my mental energy is going to this event.
But I hope that more like little micro events like that. I think it'll be really fun.
We should do one in SAC.
Yeah. Let's do a brow meetup. That'd be so fun.
I actually had been talking with another brow artist that's in Sacramento now.
Who?
A couple of years ago, Melissa. You guys met her at the
Is that
Brow Sensei?
Yes.
And I approached her and wanted to have one here.
We talked a couple months ago, and she's like, "I talked to another brow. It's you."
It's me.
Wait,
It's literally me.
I didn't know you guys.
Yes,
I didn't know you guys knew her. The couch that she just got for her new studio, I had sent her that. I literally am so annoying. I'm like, hey, I found this couch that would look really good in your studio.
That's amazing.
Look, I love you, but your threading game, it's giving Pinterest fail. Stop torturing your clients and yourself with made-up techniques. My hand-tied threading course is where you actually learn how to do it right. Perfect tension, painless technique, and brows that could cut glass. It's online, self-paced, and will have you feeling like the threading queen you were meant to be. Go click the link in the show notes. Your clients' faces will thank you.
But yeah, and so I had like this whole breakdown. I have my notes still of like how I wanted it to be, and like So I mean, maybe one day, yeah.
Why
Because
not?
I think it would be really fun. And like I see it.
I was just gonna say it could be literally the four of us, and it would be fun.
Whoever's listening, you're invited to.
Yeah.
It would be fun.
Okay. I have a few more questions.
Sure. Okay.
I keep checking the time. I'm like, this is gonna be the longest 2-part.
That's
even
okay.
2 parts.
3 parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, to both of you, what is the best advice you've been given in your career?
Ooh. I know that I probably say this a lot. I feel like I say it a lot anyway, but the minute I stopped taking things personally, like when somebody told me, you actually, thank you, Vanessa, my wife.
Way too smart for me, but I love her.
She's amazing. But yes, not taking things personally. That was a huge game changer for me because it is so easy to take. It's your business. It's your baby. It's your work. All those things. But at the end of the day, it's not. Most of it's not about you. Whatever it is. If a client is upset, I'm not saying that we can't hold ourselves accountable because there's definitely times you need to. But there's so many different reasons that
I need to remember that. Yeah.
It's it's something when you're new, it's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. And as you are in this industry longer and become more confident and comfortable, you start to let that go. And like I mean, because like I definitely had a big ego in the very beginning. Like I thought I was like the best brow artist.
Literally.
Like, okay, Otilia, relax, it's fine. But yeah, so that I think was my best advice given to me, and that's advice that I always like to give out because I'm like, it changed my life.
Yeah,
that's a really big one and something I learned more recently.
Yeah.
I think for me, the best advice that I was given is just like be yourself, have fun. And not everything has to be wrapped up perfectly. You don't have to be so like picture perfect in everything you do. I feel like
it's hard being in the aesthetics and that. I think that's the hard part.
I feel like showing up on social media is a big thing, and some people really overthink it and think like,
I agree.
Or I feel like I don't have the best setup today, or I don't have this perfect, or I don't have that perfect. Just show up. I feel like stories is a big thing, like having stuff on your stories every day. I try and, at least like 5 posts on my stories every single day of what I'm doing or what's my lineup, or I got a coffee, or this funny story I have to tell you guys or something. I'm one step away from becoming a TikTok influencer just because I have so much things to say, because it's just like fun, like community and creating community where people feel like, oh, I already know her. Like, and that's, if you're not willing to do that, well, and if you haven't been in the industry for as long as you have, and you're not willing to do that, if you're starting out, I'm sorry.
It's required.
You're going to have a really hard time starting this career with not a social media, and I don't have.
Yeah, you should be starting a beauty school.
And
now,
I don't
if
have
you're like a newbie.
A social media background.
No.
I don't have a social media.
We've all been learning as we go.
No, and I'm not like that great at it. I just post all the time, and I just show up all the time.
The internet, where like, oh my god, whatever I put up there lives forever and it's on there forever. With social media stuff, it's like 24 hours. Like if people don't see it in the first 24 hours, they're probably not going to see it very much. Like I think that's like the give up perfectionism. It's just not really there. It doesn't need to be there. Like just post it, perfect or otherwise. It's not that deep.
And I want you to show me who you are. I want to see your personality. I want, Like, I want people to get to know me through my social media and get to know.
I think it's because we follow the people that don't do that. And I'm like, I don't mean to be a hater, but I don't really want to follow you. Like, I don't need to see a before and after all the time. That's the only thing I ever
meet them,
see.
and I'm like, you're so fun.
Yeah, why are you not on your page? I 1000%
Or they're
agree.
on their page, but they're cutting all the stuff that's fun. Yes. And I'm like, no. I don't want cut anything. I want you to click cut silences and post it.
We want all the stuff.
That's good advice.
Yeah,
I think people get intimidated by social media and like showing up, and it's scary.
It is scary.
You know,
it is scary, but it's also fine. Because if a client sees a video of me and they don't like it, they're not going to like me in real life, so they're not going to come in.
Well, yeah, it's part of your brand.
Yeah. We don't need to meet.
Yeah.
Well, that's on
smoochies and kisses, but we don't need to meet. So I feel like that's my biggest thing is be yourself. And I actually followed a girl. This is actually funny. Like, I followed a girl for a long time. Not a long time. Okay. I'm just making stuff up. I followed her for like a couple of months. And I was like, her content is slay. She was in beauty school. I had no idea. She was just posting stuff she learned.
Yeah.
She was posting all the time. Not even like, sometimes it would be Browse or something, but she would post from Canva. She would post, this is my favorite product. I'm absolutely obsessed.
So cute.
In school. Yeah. Like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah,
yes.
Awesome.
I care the most out of everyone about my business. Yep. So I'm going to post the most out of everyone. And it's not my client. I'm all about referrals, but it's not my client's job to get me clients.
No.
Like, tell your friends if you want.
You heard it here. That's not your client's job. No, it's so true. And I like that person that you're talking about is going to succeed so much. They're going to be more booked than anybody else, like, at that stage, because they're in it. And you're right. I think that's advice that I got actually at some point, but just like, no one's ever going to care about your thing as much as you do. And I think that's part of letting ego go. I think that's part of just growing up and being in the business long enough, but like, no one's ever going to care. So I think we have to turn off our vanity metrics. Don't be worried about the amount of likes or people commenting or liking your stuff or following you or whatever. And I think once you let a lot of that go and you just be yourself, you can just move forward a lot more effortlessly.
Yeah. And I feel like with like everybody's thought process when they make a video or make anything and make a post, they're like, this has to get me 100 clients. It just has to get you one client. Mm-hmm. That's what it's for. Mm-hmm. You just have to make something that one client will resonate with, mm-hmm. because it took me 20 minutes to make that.
That's what I was going to say, is that this is removing the emotion from it and trying to be yourself, but also this is a business. What's your return on investment? If you're spending hours creating content, there is no ROI there at all. You're never going to make that up. And the amount of hours that you're doing that, you could have been in the studio working behind the scenes. You could have been mentoring. You could have been doing 100 other things. Like Emily of Browfox actually said to me one time, because I was complaining about how like social media really overwhelms me. It's like my least favorite part of the job. And she was like, social media is supposed to work for you. This is a free marketing tool that you're supposed to be utilizing.
Instagram.
If it's overwhelming you, or if it feels like too much, or you're whatever, like, you're using it wrong. Like, you're genuinely not using it the way that it needs to be used.
No, so and I really like Emily's style of posting. Me too. Post whatever you are doing.
And somehow she's so her that it's just all cohesive, which I love that.
Yeah. And like I'm very much like, oh, I made this video. Can I make 3 videos out of it? Can I make 3 clips? Can I make 3 posts out of this picture I took?
Well, and people have a really short attention span, so
yeah,
might as well.
Like I did that. There was like a trend where you have like a coffee thing and you have like a little foam tray thing.
Oh yeah.
And I did like the Pepto. Yeah. And because I made it not just like a coffee and a brow or tweezer and some brow, I made it like funny.
Yes.
And that got so much traction. And then I posted a video of me carrying it. Like making different posts out of the same, like it's so little effort.
No, it's so true. And this is like, I think this is marketing advice that people give a lot of the times. If you make a monthly newsletter, that should also be able to be a post. Like regurgitate that copy into a caption, or a photo shoot that you did. You should be able to use all of those photos multiple times. Like, it's just all about getting the most out of your investments.
Like I'm looking in here and I'm like, okay, what can I do? What are the plants here in this room? The plants in here hear the craziest stories, and that's why they're growing so big and beautiful. Like stuff like that.
See, that's why you're so good at content, because that's adorable.
You
like
have
that
to
would be
make
so
it fun,
cute.
you know?
Yeah.
Like So I just think being yourself, have fun. Like, don't take it too
and
serious.
I think the harder you are on yourself about social media, the harder it is to be creative. So you lose your creativity because you're trying to be too hard on yourself.
That's or if you're like me and you're just constantly overwhelmed.
It's so overwhelming.
I'm right
but
there with you.
I did like a little I did a little training with my friends at Dirty Bird, and I did a tinted training. It was really fun. I love her. So I did a tint training for her employees, and I was like, my biggest thing I kept saying, because somebody took a video while I was teaching, and I literally was laughing because I kept going, it's okay, everything will be fine, like, you're fine. Don't overthink it. Like, you're fine, because when you overthink it,
everything gets ruined.
Yeah.
So you know what, if it's too dark, shampoo a little bit. It's just a tint. So that's where I'm like, everyone will live. And I think that's with any part of this industry. Like, I feel like overthinking your content, overthinking, like, I have to make a Google, I have to make a Yelp, I have to do this. It's gonna be fine. Like, you'll be fine. Everything's not gonna be perfect day one, but you need to have people need to know who you are.
Yeah,
that's
and
the point.
I worked with a social media strategist. Actually, there's an episode on Browducation. It's with Sammy Social, and one of her big tips that she gave me when we were working together was, you're not a content creator, so there's zero reason for you to need to be content creating on every single platform that is available. Pick one, get really good at it, and just do your thing.
That's why I stick with Instagram.
Exactly, because it makes more sense. Jumping around causes more overwhelm. Like,
I was gonna say that. So I did a training with Otilia. This just in. Otilia did a phone call with me because I was struggling mentally, and she basically,
out of the goodness of my heart, it was just fun. I really enjoyed it.
She really told me, like, she said the word nurturing your Google, nurturing your Yelp, adding photos and editing it and making it.
Give me a call.
I'll call you.
But just like, and maybe I won't say anything else because you should pay Otilia and she should be patient. But just that was so, I needed to hear that. Like, I wasn't paying attention to things.
What's actually important.
Yeah, like, also, if Instagram was gone tomorrow, would people be able to figure out how to fuck to book with me or how to find me?
Please, everybody, if you have a business, have a Google page.
And
And
I don't know if I have a Google page. I am on Google, but I don't know if I have a Google page. But a website.
It's really important.
Yes, but no, I say this all the time to people about the if Instagram went away. That's so scary. So, like, having an email list, having some sort of, like, you have to have other things. And the funny part is talking about the online education and the online making sales on the online world, internet, whatever you want to call it. The funny thing is the people crushing it do not just use Instagram. They almost use Instagram the least, and they're using Pinterest, and they're using things that,
I'm on TikTok too.
Yeah, but like Instagram and TikTok are kind of like the hot new things, which they've been here for a very long time. I'm not saying they're going to be gone tomorrow, but we watch TikTok potentially get banned and people freak out about it. Like, as our business, we have a brick and mortar. We all have a brick and mortar. We're not stuck with online. Yeah. Like, there's ways to still be here when other things go away.
And reviews.
And
I will literally text a client and say, "Hey, did you have fun today?" She said, "Yep, perfect. Go ahead and tell my Google."
That's adorable.
I literally text people and tell them to leave reviews because they're not going to remember.
I just bought one of those. Oh my God, I'm totally going to say all the NFC, those like little, like a scan me type of thing, but it's like cute. So that when they're here, because I am in a marketing program. And I've been in it for the last it's over a year now.
Interesting.
And, she talks a lot about not basically like asking favors, right? Like asking for reviews. And I was like, well, then how am I supposed to get my reviews? I had somebody leave me the most amazing Vagaro review the other day. It was a first time client. And I was like, oh, I wish she had left it on Google because
I have like 70.
Well,
same. Yeah.
No,
same.
I don't do that as much now, but when you have
it's
zero,
fine.
But when you have zero reviews,
no, totally. And listen,
like
we all have our like clients that are like the OGs that you can like kind of be like, hey, but Google also has their own algorithm, and their if you send a link, it's like Google knows it if they hit the direct link and the reviews like don't show up or whatever. I'm probably saying all this wrong, but the gist of it is it needs to be organic. But I think that like having the NFC, I think, am I right? NFC. I'll send you guys a little like
I got a
Etsy.
website separate. You told me to do that too.
Yeah.
I got a website. I got a Squarespace.
Good.
Separate
Yay.
from my.
I love Squarespace.
Like
from because you have.
Because I had Square, but now I have Gloss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want a website that is separate from your booking site because it needs to be its own.
And we also like keeping your site active and making changes periodically. Like that's why so many people have blogs, is that keeps your SEO up, because if you have an inactive account, your website will automatically perform less well. So those things are all really important. But having your own website, that's your business. Like any business that has a business needs to have a website. You have to have something, because like that's, you own it. It's yours. Like it's not going anywhere. That's why my course, a lot of people were giving me shit for not having it on like Teachable or Kajabi, and I was like, I don't own any of those. Like, why would I pay? Like, I'd rather pay Squarespace more because I own the site, and they're staying on my site the whole time. They're, you know, learning or training or looking at my services or whatever. Like, that's where I want them to go. And I try to keep all of my stuff, even on Vagaro, very simplified, because I'm like, I want you to go to my website. I want you to like look for more information. Go to my website. That's where all the traffic should be going. And I just think it's really important. I wish we could have like reviews on our website, like the people. I'm sure you could, but like I don't think people would use it as much. But like the Google thing.
On Gloss, you can leave reviews on Gloss, but I don't even I'd say don't even bother. Because
you
don't see
that's
that.
for the person who is already planning on making an appointment. Most likely, they're the only ones seeing it. You want the people who are like, am I interested? And they're not already on your booking page. But that's why, like on your website, you should have testimonials on there, because
I was going to say, but
for the person
you should also be recycling the ones that are on like Vagaro and things like that.
You post them on your social media and all that. Yeah. I was like, but she was brand new to me. She was awesome. Oh, I love it when I have a brand new client and I'm like, you are my target market. Like you are just immediately like, yes. We vibe.
See, but that's also like such a clear sign that your branding is doing what you want. Yeah, it's attracting the people that you want, which is so important. Yeah. Okay. Another question for you guys. How do you show up for yourself every day? Because I know that this is something that's really hard, especially for somebody who owns a business, especially us like sole proprietors. I know. I love that both of you are like,
I mean, and I have a 6-year-old, so it's just like life is
like drink coffee.
Life is not mine. What are you talking about? Yeah, coffee every morning. I love it. It's my moments. Show up for myself. You know, I definitely. Well, I guess if you're going to take it back to like the business, I always have a block time off for my lunch. I give myself sometimes. We're going to have a conversation.
I've done it, but I feel like my day's so short. I just have snacks between everyone.
I could never.
And then usually 9 times out of 10, someone cancels halfway through my day or.
Well, as you start to get busier, please
establish it now.
Yes. Yeah. I literally 12:40 to 1:20, 40-minute lunch every single day, like at the same time. Yes.
That's like an hour and a half.
Oh, shit.
No, and I'm like,
and I love that for you.
I'm like, I need my time.
Well, and I'm guessing that you probably also like work on the business at that time too. Yes. Yeah. So I actually rarely work on the business on my lunch. I will watch my show on Netflix.
I do that too.
I will eat my food and sit in silence because I am like, I talk so much. Obviously we all do all day long, and I need those moments to decompress. I love my quiet me time. So generally like how I take care of myself, really show up for myself, whatever you want to say it. Mondays is usually my day, although lately I've been feeling this is great, like but I do like to have literally my just me eating, like I just went to Trader Joe's and I have a delicious little lunch I've made for myself, and I'm watching my show or whatever, and then I pick my kid up from school and it's busy again.
See, but like taking care of yourself doesn't have to be overly complicated. And I think that's a big part of it, is just making sure to carve the time. Like I am big on Sundays. I like to not do anything. Like that's my husband and I's day that we have off together, and we don't do, we may be doing nothing. I may be sitting on the couch rotting, but it's just about carving out that time. So what do you do? What would you say?
I feel like so much of like, I feel like lately I suck at it.
There's also going to be seasons of growth where you're not very good at that.
But I feel like mostly what I do to show up for me is making sure I have things streamlined. Like making sure my space at home is clean. Because if that's not clean and I come home from work and my house is dirty, you don't want to be around. I'm a bitch.
That, and I also, rolling off of that, I feel like advice I got at one point was buying your time back for certain elements, even if it's outside of your business. Like one example was like having a grocery service deliver instead of you having to go shop. Like making your
my boyfriend is my grocery service.
I love that.
I'm like, go to Costco, please. Yeah.
But like making things in your life easier outside of your business to like kind of nurture yourself in that way.
Yeah, like my favorite, I have a Breville now. She's gorgeous. She makes me my delicious coffee.
I'm such a love a homemade coffee.
I love a homemade coffee. So, but for a while I was like, I'll just go to the freaking local coffee shop and spend $8. And that was so not doing anything for anyone. I love doing things myself that I can do myself. And then picking up a hobby, I feel special.
Hobbies are huge.
Like I do my own nails now because don't look at them. I was like, I can do this.
Also,
and then when you do it,
it helps your hand dexterity, so it's really good for your hand health.
That's interesting. But when you do something that you can figure out, you're like, oh, I can pick up new things.
I can still learn new things that don't have to immediately relate to the business. Exactly. That's huge.
Having like, I call it my motor skills. My motor skills used that are outside of work are so important. Like I do Pilates most of the time. Not most of the time.
I do that. I like
3
to
times a week or so. I'll go to Pilates and I do like a 7 a.m. like Pilates or yoga or something. And well, my instructors are now my clients.
Love
that.
I tell them also another way to get more business. Absolutely. Yeah. I like to always usually once a year I'll take a course or something that has nothing to do with my business too. Last year I did a creative writing course for no reason.
That's so fun.
But it's so fun. And like I'm like really big on continued education, but it gets repetitive when it's always about the business or like marketing or whatever. It's fun.
I took sign language in college. So I've been doing that again, and I downloaded a sign language learning app.
Will you send that to me? That sounds every day.
So it's really fun. It's like Duolingo, but for sign language.
Yes, no, I love that. I have a deaf client. That would be really cool to actually be able to communicate with her.
I should shock her.
I should. It'd be so fun. I know. I would love that.
It's honestly so.
It's my love language to my clients. Learning something that I could use with them.
Yes, and when it's your hands, like I don't know, this is just me talking, but it was so easy for me to pick up but it was also easy for me to forget. So you have to keep it rolling.
Back when I was a kid, this has nothing to do with anything we're talking about aside from sign language. But back when I was a kid, I didn't know how there's like the language of sign language and then there's just the alphabet. My stepsister and I used to literally spell out words.
Okay,
in the alphabet.
Still sign language.
It is, and we would talk about like in the room with my parents or something. We would like sign to each other. Talking shit or whatever it was, saying something we didn't want to say out loud. But it's so funny trying to spell out a long sentence purely with the letters.
It's fun.
Not convenient.
It's very fun though.
But it is fun.
It's fun and it's not work.
Yeah, but you're also working your fingers, hands, and wrists,
I know.
which is really important.
Yeah, and it's also like, oh, I can put that on my Google that I speak sign language.
Yeah,
I don't yet. I just am learning again. This just in. I don't know how to speak sign language yet.
Okay, one last question that kind of relates again to advice, but if you could go back and give advice to your younger self, a younger Esty, a younger Cosmo, what would it be?
That's a good question.
I have one.
Yes, please.
I have one immediately because I was literally saying this in the car, in the mirror. Yesterday, me.
Because you're a junior now. I'm a senior.
Yeah. I'm like, bitch, chill out. Get a grip.
I needed that advice.
Bitch, get a grip. Because bitch, get a grip. You're literally freaking out all the time. This was me. I mean, I'm always freaking out about something.
Anxiety.
But like we are doing some really cool stuff and everything will be fine. Like just take a deep breath. You don't have to have every retail item. You don't have to have everything.
Yeah.
You just need to make connections.
Well, and I saw a quote not that long ago where it was like, look at you, you've literally created an income stream for yourself without any outside element. And I'm like, I feel like a lot of us forget the fact that we literally created an avenue to make money. Like, even if you're not doing a ton or you're not making a ton of money or you still work a side job, you've still, like, I feel like we belittle that part of it a lot. Like, that's actually really hard.
I was
like,
thinking
to
about
make yourself
that
money.
recently.
Like, that's huge.
Well, and you're always punishing yourself for something.
Yeah.
You're always eternally punishing yourself for something you did wrong 10 years ago and made the wrong choice, and now you're living with it. But you also did something right 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
well, and all
what the hell, Beyonce, I just think like we're so mean. Like,
we are mean to
you're
ourselves.
mean. You're being so fucking mean to yourself. I just think we just need to all collectively unclench our jaws.
Yes. Relax your shoulders.
Everything. And we all have made it through such hard things and have done such
COVID.
Yes, like recessions, like we've all done things that are hard, and I just think you'll figure it out. If you whatever it is, you're punishing yourself for getting student debt and not using your degree or having this or doing this or getting that piercing or whatever it is. And it's literally just like what you had to do at the time to get through the day, like
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I think also for me, not being so hard on myself, like, don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up, Otilia. It's
yeah, because
okay.
you're really good at social media. So I don't want to hear you're not good at it.
Thank you.
You are.
And I enjoy your social media.
Well, thank you. That's
and
very
I'll
sweet.
see your post and I'll say, ooh, that's a really good post.
Oh, thank you.
I
So
actually DM you that a lot.
yeah, so I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear you talk about my friend like
you
that.
know what? You know what I'm not good at though is being consistent. Like
It's okay.
Yes, yeah, that's my.
Consistency has its own issues. Though.
But when I see it, I say, ooh, la la.
Hey, I also would say to be more flexible. Because when I was first starting out, in a lot of ways, I'm so grateful that social media wasn't where it was in the beginning of because like I feel for people now, the comparison, like that's so hard.
Comparison is really hard.
I didn't really have a lot of people to compare myself to at the very beginning. Yeah. I'm not saying that I didn't do it later. I definitely did it later, but just being flexible and really knowing that things are going to be changing. There's never like, I don't know, that this industry is constantly changing. There's always going to be like a new product or a new service or something, and don't like put yourself in a box,
Yes.
which I think I did a lot in the very beginning. I had very strong opinions, not to say that I don't still, but I have learned how to dial back on them.
Those hard opinions had no flexibility
right
to them. I think having an opinion now, we're kind of have education to back it. And I'm like, well, I believe this. Everyone has their own opinion. This is mine. I feel pretty hard about it. But also back then I was like, why am I so stiff on this? Like, I don't know that much, and I like should be more flexible. I agree.
Absolutely. And I think the third thing that I would say, because apparently I gotta have three of them,
round it out.
Yeah. And now I lost it.
Okay, while you're finding it, I was gonna say you are someone's favorite influencer. You don't know them,
that's a good
but you are
reminder.
always someone's favorite brow artist influencer. You're their gym crush. You're whatever.
Say it to the camera.
So
we need to remember this.
Hey,
You're someone's favorite.
you're someone's favorite influencer, and you're someone's favorite brow artist. You're their gym crush. You're their favorite friend. They're having a bad day. You're the face they see on their Instagram first. So I just think, so I just think like everything is so serious and like this has to be the way you do this.
Right.
And, I think what you're saying is like so multifaceted because like being so hard about, it could be rules you make for yourself or rules you make for your client. Sometimes those rules have to be broken in order to grow because we're not going to grow if we're in the same pot.
Yeah.
So the pot has to crack at some point.
Somebody repot me.
Somebody repot me because like there's times where I have a client and there's two ways I could go. She's telling me, oh, I had the worst day. I'm not gonna be able to make it. Do I charge her? Do I not charge her? Sometimes they just need to hear, you know what? It's okay. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow or I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
So it's just always, or it's like I'm like mad at myself because I didn't do this thing that day. I didn't mop the floors and I was supposed to mop the floors. do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'll live
You'll
and
live.
we will live.
Yes.
Or, some stuff like that where I'm
I
like,
agree.
I'm going to make a choice and it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
And I don't have to make the right one. It's just the choice I made.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I found it, and it actually goes very well with what you're saying right now, is it's also okay to not have all the answers. And that is something I wish that I had also known as somebody new. You're not going to have all the answers.
Nobody does.
Nobody does. Exactly. And so we don't have to pretend like we do. We don't have to, definitely make, excel, be good at what you're good at, continue learning, right? In this industry, we got to always be learning.
And when you feel like you don't know it all, remember that you still know more than your client.
Yeah.
We still are more experienced than our clients. And I feel like when you're new, you really freak out about not knowing every possible outcome. You don't have the experience to know every possible outcome yet. You just don't.
I have a question.
Yes.
Are you guys pro going out on your own immediately, or are you pro working for someone else immediately?
I don't want to say that I think that it should be done one way or the other. I wouldn't say I'm pro. I think that there are people who can go out on their own and succeed. However, I think there's so much benefit to a new person in this industry to go work for somebody, work around people, go make the mistakes under their insurance.
Yeah.
Go be able to ask the questions.
Have somebody else to be behind you. I don't think that there's a right or wrong way to do it. I think there's people that have done both and succeeded. I personally did not succeed going out on my own, but I would say that you will have more value and be able to run a business by yourself better having worked for somebody else.
Yeah.
Whether it was a horrible situation or a really good situation, you will be a better business owner having worked in your industry for somebody else.
Yeah.
I agree. I just saw my old boss, Gina, recently. I went to Wax Bear had a luncheon for the people who
I saw that. That was really cute.
I guess the VIPs. So
okay.
I spent hella money. But it was a really nice, beautiful thing.
And I love a brand that takes care of you for spending money with them.
Awesome.
It's really sweet.
We had dinner. It was beautiful. It was awesome. And I saw Gina and I was like, I don't think I could have done it. I saw you do it. And not that I never could have, but I feel like I would have been way
you
farther
had things
behind.
to learn still.
And
that's okay.
Well, and I feel like I didn't have the perspective or the nurturing. And I was a little brat when I worked for her. I was always late. I was always messing up my time cards.
This is stuff to learn.
But I did that under her.
Yeah.
So
could you imagine how much worse it would have been?
Oh, it would have been horrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was telling her, I was like, sorry for being a brat. But I also think you are allowed to have the dream to just work for someone else too.
Yeah. We were talking about this recently, I think, because Kristen of Enzo, when she was first getting going, she worked under somebody else too. And I love that being a story of how much buildable it can be. I feel like we glorify the being your own boss thing a little too much. And first of all, most of us didn't want to do a 9-to-5 and now we work 24/7. So I think that there's a very skewed dream world that we live in when we're talking about that. But there's so much to be said. I learned so much while working for somebody else because I had the fucking time to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but when I worked for Sleek, I got one bad review and it literally crumbled me to the ground.
Oh.
But it was a crazy person. So
They usually are.
I mean, bad reviews are going to happen.
It was a crazy person that was not.
I have never gotten one, but I get it. I would probably cry. And then
it was just a crazy situation and it wasn't really my fault and it wasn't anyone's fault. And I was just kind of the one that was like, hey, don't talk to me like that. So, but I think that if I had worked for myself and I had never had an experience like that,
quit.
I would have been working at Ethan Allen. I'm sorry. I could not. So I think you need, I think it all comes back to you need perspective and you need to also reflect and be like, oh, I was a bad employee.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be a bad employee now to myself, but I was a bad employee. Text your boss and say sorry, old boss.
Unless they were toxic.
Unless they were toxic.
Don't do
Unless
it.
they were toxic. But if they were not toxic, you need to say sorry.
No, I love that so much. Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to that?
I think we're good.
Thank Thank you guys both for coming on the
This
pod.
was
This was
so much fun.
This was a great kickoff to the season.
Yay.
So I really appreciate you both for your time and all of your wonderful insights. I'm sure a lot of people will get a lot out of this, and I will catch you guys next Thursday.
I'm going to get canceled.